Hello everyone, Insertion Sort. You can open up your Eclipse program and let's start a new project. Let's name it Insertion Sort. Then you can click Finish. And here we have our Insertion Sort, the package. And then we create a class. Let's name it main, or yes, main. Now we can take our the array from our previous code here. We can just copy it and save us some time. Here, as you can see, it's just the array. We will also need one more for loop here, and we will create a method, Insertion Sort. We will go here, public static void, and then we will say Insertion Sort. It will take an array and as you can see, now we don't have any errors here. Let's save up your code and then let's start exactly what I presented you at the slides. We will start with an outer for loop. Let's say equal to 1 because we assuming the element in the position 0 is sorted, and then we say the I as long as the I is less than the array length, and then we will increment it. This is our outer loop. And again, the reason that we start from 1 is because we assume that the element in the position 0 is already sorted. Now let's create a variable, integer new element, and it will be our array and then the I. It will change with every iteration, for example 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and so on. Then we will say integer, let's say j, and we just need a variable outside of the loop. We declare this variable outside of the loop because we need it after the loop, and you will understand what I mean. Then we create a for loop, and then we will say j equals I, and as you can see here I didn't declare j inside of the for loop because I did declare it outside of the loop, and the reason again is because I need j also after the loop is done. And now we will say while j is greater than 0, and it means keep looking for as long as we haven't hit the front of the array, and array j minus 1 is greater than the new element. So we say here as long as the previous element is greater than our element. In that moment that the new element is greater, break the loop. We don't need to hit the front of the array because we have already found the correct insertion position. And then we will say j minus minus. So we decrement because we traverse from the right to the left. This is our inner loop. And then we will say array j equals array and then j minus 1. What we say here is shift the element to the right as long as the new element is smaller. And then we need to get out of the loop, let's say here, and we will say array j equals new element. So we assign the new element to the position j. So when we drop out of the loop, the j is the place where the new element needs to be. So we can save our code and let's run it. And as you can see, at first we have an array which is not sorted, and then we will take the sorted version when we use the insertion sort, and our array is being sorted. So again, let's see everything that we have written here. At start we have an array, we just wrote an array and twice a for loop so that we can print out the array. Between them we just use the method insertion sort so that we can sort our array. And our method insertion sort has as parameter an integer array. So when we use this method as parameter, we need an array of integers. And then we start with the outer loop and we say for the first unsorted index, the first unsorted index is the index 1, because again we assume that the element in the position 0 is already sorted. So we say the first unsorted index is 1, and then as long as it is less than the length of the array, then you can increment. Then we just create a new variable, the new element, and inside this variable, every time with every loop, we give it a value, the value of I, which will be 1, 2, 3 until the one less of the array length. Then we create another for loop, but we need the variable j. We will need the variable j to use it outside of the for loop. In order to do that, we need to declare it outside of the for loop, because if I do that, let's see, if I declare this here, so integer j, it will be okay with inside this for loop, but as you can see here, I can't use the j outside of the loop. That's why we declare it first here outside of the loop, and then we say that the j will take the value of I, which will change with every iteration, and then we say keep looking for as long as we haven't hit the front of the array here, and as long as the previous element is greater than our element in that moment, that the new element is greater, break the loop. We don't need to hit the front of the array, like here, because we have found the correct position. And then decrement, because we traverse the array from the right to the left. Then inside our loop here, we shift the element to the right as long as the new element is smaller, and then when we drop out of the loop, the j is in the place where the new element needs to be, and that's why we assign this into the position j. And as you can see, when we run our code, our list is sorted.